Have you ever been listening to a K-pop song and thought that the singer pronounced a certain word in a way that you thought was wrong? Well, I have, and I have two examples, and I'm also going to explain why this mispronunciation could happen. Hangulization and what I call a placeholder vowel. I don't really know what's the real name for it. That's what I call it. First, Hangulization in simple. Hangulization is transforming or adapting non-Korean words or letters to Korean characters. First, in the song by 50/50, in the first verse there's a line that says
이건 G2 I never felt like this.
But if you listen closely, you can hear Kina, who sings the line and is Korean, pronounces the letter Z as in G or G. This happens because there's no direct Z sound in Korean, so what they use is this letter on screen, which when compared to English is closer to the sound of the letter J. And if you think I'm tweaking, if you go to the same verse but the part where Channel Moon is singing, which is American by the way, you can hear that she pronounces the Z closest in a way where American people would consider it to be more accurate.
이건 Z2 I never felt like this.
So basically, the Z sounds like a G because the Hangulization, which Hangulization is adapting non-Korean words or letters to Korean, which could modify the sound of some words and make them sound strange or weird. Also, I didn't put an example for this, but a very simple one is the word cafe. So the F sound doesn't really exist in Korean. Just the closest thing is this thing, which is actually closer to a P. So this would sound more like cafe rather than cafe. Secondly, this might be overlooked or a stretch, but I have two examples of this. I don't know what it's really called, but I call it the placeholder vowel. The first example is in the song Crazy by Le Seraphim. There's a line that says,
Act like an angel and dress like crazy.
Like the same example as before, the first line is said by Yoonjin, which she's American, so it's what we consider to be correct. But later in the song, the same line is said by Chaewon, and she adds a little after the T in act.
Act like an angel and dress like crazy.
This happens because the placeholder vowel is when Korean put this letter after a word that ends with two consonants. Think about it like the word cat. If it ends on one consonant, but in cats it ends with two consonants, so that's where the sound will be added. If you think this is a stretch, which to be honest it probably is, you can also use the example of the song APT by Rose, whatever is correct, which in the song APT because the sound is added after the T. If there was no sound, it would be apat, which it's kind of different. Okay, maybe those two examples were kind of confusing, but an example that's more simple is the Hangulization of magnetic. Magnetic gets Hangulized to magnetic,
magnetic,
which has that sound because if there wasn't there, it would be carried on to the previous character. But when you do that, instead of magnetic, it becomes magnetic, transforming the G into a K. Anyways, that's a basic yap session about random songs, mispronunciations, and why they happen. I hope you learned something today, and thanks for watching. Subscribe.